Today we're going to set up Project Foo on Foundry. You're going to need a copy of Foundry VTT, of course, which is a paid virtual tabletop. And you may choose to host that on your own PC or to use a paid hosting service. I believe there might be free options out there available. I use the Forge personally because I have connection issues using it locally. My players can't seem to connect because of some issue between my ISP and my setup that I haven't ever been able to figure out. You'll need Project Foo, of course, but we'll get that as part of the installation. Um, I'm not affiliated with any of the companies that I'll mention today. I'm not affiliated with Project Foo. I love what they do, but I'm not a dev and I'm not on the team. Um, I'm not an expert on Foundry VTT, Project Foo, Fabula Ultima, or the third-party license. So just take everything I say as opinion. Obviously, you're going to need to have Foundry set up and running, whether that's local or on a hosted service. There are tutorials out there that can help you get to that point. Once you're there, you will be able to continue with this tutorial. Okay, so what is Project Foo? It is a system module for the Fabula Ultima tabletop role-playing game for Foundry Virtual Tabletop. It A system module is the it's the customized settings that need to be made for a particular game. And by game, I mean like whether you're playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition, Fabula Ultima, or Lancer, whatever it is that you want to play, you need a system module that tweaks everything. It brings in, typically character sheets. It brings in the way the dice rolling works. It brings in, sometimes there are like already compendiums of NPCs or monsters or maps. That will vary depending on what system module you're using. Um, The Fabula Ultima system module is fairly bare bones compared to something like the Pathfinder one, but it's come a long way over the last year, especially. So there are multiple ways to get Project Foo working on Foundry. We're going to concentrate on two different ways that you can do it today. But there are multiple ways to get there. You've got the semi-automatic manual and the Forge method. Now, if you're using the Forge, uh, they have an extra interface that's sort of available to you that it just copies. It's just That's not really the right way of saying it. You have multiple ways of installing modules that are done sort of outside of Foundry itself. And so there's the semi-automatic method, which is how you do it within Foundry. I think it'll work no matter how you're set up. And then there's the manual method, which I'm not really going to get into. And then there's the Forge method, which is sort of a one-click install. So the semi-automatic method could work with any setup that you have. You're going to open up Foundry. You're going to navigate to the Game Systems tab and click the Install System button. Paste in the following URL and click Install. Here's what that looks like. Um, I already have a lot of worlds installed on Foundry, um, but we're going to pretend like I don't. Let me actually delete this one here. So what you would do is go to the Game Systems tab right there in the middle. And of course, it's already going to show that I have Project Foo installed. But what I would do if I didn't, I would hit Install System, and I could paste that URL down here, click the Install button, and then it would take a few moments, and it would show up here. Go back to Game Worlds. Now that you have it installed, you're ready to create your world. But first, I'll show you the other methods of installing, at least talk about them for a moment. Method may only work if you have it installed locally on your PC. I'm not sure if it'll work on a hosted installation or not. The full instructions for how to do that are found on the project GitHub page. Got to remember to include the links to these things in the show notes. Scroll down here, shows you a little bit about the system, and then you can find the instructions for the manual installation here. It's a little more advanced than anything that I'm going to get into today. If you're using the Forge as your host, there's another way to do this. There are a couple ways to get there, but what you do is open up forgevtt.com in your browser. It won't look like what you see on your screen here because this is showing games that I play in or host. Uh, all you need to do is go to the bazaar, go down here to Systems, click that, and start typing Project Foo. You'll see the little pop-up for it there. And then for this, it says check here, but if you didn't have this installed already, you would just be able to click a little blue button that would say install. That's all you have to do. Wait a few seconds, and then it is installed in Foundry. However, it's still not ready to use quite, because you're going to need to set up a world. A world isn't the same thing as like if you say, oh, in my Fabula Ultima world, we have these nations and these people. It's more than that. It's all the program data. It's the system module. It's all your custom data, like characters and NPCs. Um, it's all of it together. Um, so you're going to set up your own custom world that your game will take place in. So go to the Game Worlds tab in Foundry, and we are going to create a new world. Just click Create World. We'll give it a name. We have an Ultima demo, and then you're going to pick a game system. Um, all of the game systems that you have installed are going to show up at this point. I see that you can't see my pull-down menu, but there are several systems that I've already installed available. I'm just going to select the one that says Fabula Ultima Project Foo. And then there are a lot of optional things that I can set up that's not important at this point. So we're just going to click Create World. And now we have our Fabula Ultima demo world. To start it up, just hit Launch World. At this point, you have your own working world, but it's very basic. The only account that you will have on at this point is the Game Master account, which by default has, I believe, no password. All right, and that is a blank, very blank screen, and that's the end of this video. But technically, we have a working installation of Project Foo at this point. Thank you for watching.